Well, guys, and hello and welcome to another reaction video. Still getting over the cold, but that will not stop me from making reaction videos. Let me just adjust the mic here just a little bit so it's pointing towards my face and not towards the sky, because there's no one except for God. I don't think he's reacting to any drum videos, especially not Slipknot. Today we are looking at and we are going to react Joey Jordisons. Drum cam. I think this was from the Disasterpieces DVD that came out 100 years ago. I think I used to own the DVD. I don't even ask me whatever happened to it. I have no idea. I think when I moved away, because I used to live in Italy. Then I moved away. I think I gave a lot of my stuff away just because that's just how I am. It takes too much time to sell. I waited till the last second. I really wanted to leave. So I just gave a whole bunch of stuff away, including that DVD. And yeah, basically, this was the camera angle during the song. I don't think that a lot of songs had this multi-camera angles. That's also why the quality won't be the best. I don't know, is there even a way to turn up the quality on this? No, 720p was the maximum. Good. So before we get into it, don't forget to check out the links in the description. And if you notice, the Patreon goes to Tech and Pics. Tech and Pics is my other channel where I talk about photography and video making and just everything else that revolves around the world of photography. Reviewing cameras and lenses and stuff. So if you donate to that, if you decide you want to contribute to that, you are contributing to everything, including this channel here. So check it out. Let's start the video. I've seen this already, but I've seen this like 25 years ago. I don't even remember when this came out. 2002. 2002. So if I am an expert at math, which I am not, that would be 19 years ago. Yeah. So 19 years ago. I think I only saw it about when it came out, and I didn't really watch it anymore past the one time on the DVD. So let's check it out.
This song is called Disasterpiece. Here we go. I can't hear you, London. Make some noise!
Now, one thing I will never understand, because Joey Jordison was a ridiculously fast, not the fastest. There was this whole battle on the internet, a long time ago, saying who's the fastest drummer? Is it Joey Jordison or Derek Roddy, or Joey Jordison or the drummer from Nile, or Joey Jordison or I don't know, God himself? And Joey Jordison was, because unfortunately he passed away, he was a wonderful drummer, really technical, and he fit Slipknot perfectly. What I will never understand, why drummers like him that has a lot of technique, and drummers like Lars, which honestly I shouldn't even be making an example because, well, you know all the Lars memes. I'll never understand why they use A-head drumsticks. Now, what is you don't hear a lot from A-head anymore because they still exist. There is a market. A lot of artists use their sticks. But what are they? They're drumsticks where the whole drumstick is made from aluminum, which supposedly makes them lighter. But they're not. They're really heavy drumsticks. And I think they're actually even longer. Not that long. They're like broomsticks. But they're like, when you've been playing drums for 10, 15, 20 years, you know exactly what to expect when you hold a drumstick. 99% of the drumsticks are the same length, except for a couple. Maybe some marching drumsticks, they're a little longer, a little shorter probably. Special custom models, for example, might be a little longer. But A-head drumsticks were just all of them were obnoxiously longer. They're made from aluminum. They had, not only that, but they had a sleeve on it that you can replace, making them even heavier. And you can even replace the nylon tips, which the nylon tips, I don't even know how, I think they would just screw on. I don't know. The whole drumstick is heavy. So with the drumstick that heavy, how the fact that Joey Jordison was still able to play as fast and as technical as he did using these drumsticks, which weighed as much as a small car, is beyond me. So let's keep watching. So, looking at his double bass technique, he's sitting very low. So he's sitting basically his what I'm noticing here is that he is sitting below his hips are slightly below his knees. So in order for him to play the double bass, he is using his whole leg. I don't think he played any hip flexor or any, do this thing. You just saw it. His whole freaking leg. It is possible Dave Lombardo plays that fast and faster by using that same motion. It's the full leg motion. It's absolutely the most difficult way to play bass. Trust me. In the later records, whenever there was like double bass for longer periods of time, I don't know if he ever changed up his technique or if he ever changed his pedals. I think he was using Iron Cobras for a long time, but he's using Pro drums. I don't know if it was Iron Cobras in the beginning, and then he switched to, I think, the Demon Drive, or not the Demon Drive, but the other one with the strap from Pearl. It's not Demon Drive, it's the strappy ones, Strappy McPedal. Okay, that's interesting. I never knew that when he would do his blast beats, I never really knew that he would use one foot to do them. Because whenever the clips that I saw from the Roadrunner collaboration record, he was using 2 feet. So alternating left and right when he was doing the blast beats. But here he's using 1 foot. By the way, to this day, the best sounding metal snare is the Joey Jordison Signature Series. I owned it and I used it for a very long time. It's loud. I think it's like 13 inches. It's not the standard 14. 13 inches by, I want to say 6.5, 7-ish. It's a nice snare. It's complete metal. Painted black with the Slipknot logo on the side. Standard snare throw, like nothing, classy or high tech like DW or anything like that. Great snare. Only problem is that it kept untuning itself, so it didn't really hold or when you play, like if you play rim shots, for example, the screws would pretty much loosen. But really solid snare. Very cheap. Very solid snare.
What the fuck are you looking at? I'll tell you what you're looking at. Everyone you ever fucking lied behind. I can feel it underneath like a miracle. Everybody in the world needs more than the consequences of power down. Once again, me and no one else. Give everything that to itself, all out to nothing. Nothing.
Excuse me. So Joey Jordison was another drummer that had his drums, his hi-hat, really far away, because he had two bass drums, and on top of that, initially he used to have one bass drum, but then I think afterwards he's then switched to two bass drums. Whether or not the two bass drums were there for show and he still had the double pedal, which a lot of drummers do, I don't know why. That I don't know. But his hi-hats were really, really far away. I don't understand that. Yeah, you see, he didn't play the double bass part. He stopped it before the end. Now, there's two reasons to this, okay? And I know because one of the reasons I do myself when I play, because when I play single hits, I do the exact same thing. I'm not saying it's correct, but I do it anyways. One reason can be that playing the whole leg is just so tiring that you only have a certain time frame that you can play that comfortably. Possible. Second thing, and this is the reason that happens to me a lot of times, is that when you are playing live, and probably at this point, he probably has played, I'm trying to think when they first came out to the scene, was it 99, 98? But between 98 and 2002, they probably already played hundreds of concerts. So it's not his first concert. And when you play live, the adrenaline pumps so much through you that you can't control yourself. It's really difficult to control yourself, especially when you're playing double bass. That is the thing that happened to me a lot of times, that the adrenaline is just so pumping so hard that I can't control my legs anymore. Like the legs, it works, but only for a short period of time. Then I have to stop really before the bar is done, and then just put a fill through it. So pay attention to that part, for example. Let's go back. I mean, you noticed that before he went into the part where he, substituted it with a fill, he was sort of like, you saw his legs stuttering a little bit. They stopped and then they went again. They stopped and they went again. I'm guessing it's the adrenaline part. And besides, you can look the light. I stopped it exactly when the lights came on. You can see this. There's probably 50,000 people there. It's ridiculous.
Enough to describe me. Screaming and crying. I'm not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be. When do I get to know why? Understand what I've done. I'm not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be.
At least spit through that mat. How does he do that?
Throw your hands away. I've got it, but it's so depressing. Withering away. Take a look inside. My soul is missing. All I have is I want to take.
The double bass part is coming up again, so pay attention to his legs. I don't remember, but if before was any indication, he's probably going to stop earlier at this part too.
I feel like I'm erased. You kill me just in case. I feel like I'm erased. You kill me just in case. Don't kill me, don't you guys. Everything around me's mine. I see through the dark of my heart. I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be.
He did the exact same thing. Look, at this point, he played the exact same way he did the first time. Followed through with double bass and then started stuttering, like sort of 3 or 4 hits, stop, 3 or 4 hits, stop, 3 or 4 hits, then the fill. He played literally exactly the same pattern as the first time. So now at this point, I'm wondering if it's still the adrenaline or he actually meant to play it that way, because it's not like that on the album.
I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be. Is there another way to live? And is the only way to die? I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be. Come on. I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be.
So, Joey Jordison was one of my favorite drummers back then when I was first getting into the world of drumming. It was Mike Portnoy and Neil Peart and all that, and Vinnie Paul from Pantera, Dave Lombardo from Slayer. He's in a league of his own, and Joey Jordison. I listened to Joey Jordison. He came onto the scene a couple of years after I started playing, and I was blown away by the first 2 albums. This is from the second album, Iowa. And yeah, the thing is, as he evolved with Slipknot, his playing evolved a lot. And I'll be honest with you, the new drummer, Jay Weinberg, I think his name is, I don't like him. He's probably a great guy, great personality, it fits in really well with the guys. He's the son of Max Weinberg, big fan of Conan O'Brien, but he doesn't fit in. Joey Jordison was one of the creators of Slipknot. When back then in Iowa, he formed, I think him and Sean Crane, which is the clown, I think they both formed Slipknot. And a lot of the original members were in the original iteration of the band. Corey Taylor came afterwards, and yeah, then he grew with the band. It's like, for example, the band Devil Driver. The band Devil Driver is an amazing band. Why? Because the drummer and the 2 guitarists, I think, they grew up together. They're best friends since they were kids. They've been playing together since they were kids. The instruments, drums and guitars and all that. So they grew together, and they wrote this music, which the first 3-4 albums of Devil Driver are insane, amazing. But that's because they've known each other for so long. They knew exactly what the other one was thinking when they wrote the music together. Slipknot was the same way. The band, they've known each other way before, like maybe 10, 15 years before they even became popular, before they even, became largely successful. The core members were there. Jim Root, the guitarist, the other guitarist, I forget his name, Mick Thompson, Joey Jordison. I think the bassist was also one of the original members. I think Sean was also the original member. Then I think slowly everyone else came and they changed them out. But this is the perfect example. So if you listen to the last album that he recorded with Slipknot, which I think was I don't remember. All Hope Is Gone. Is that the last one? It's an amazing album. It's untypical for how Slipknot started, because Slipknot was literally just like straightforward, violent. If you listen to the self-titled album, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just pure violence, straightforward, fast music and all that. But All Hope Is Gone was really, really technical. Really technical, but that's the only reason for that is because Joey Jordison, him and the rest of the band, they grew together to the point where they wrote amazing music together. And to go from All Hope Is Gone to the next album, which already had Jay Weinberg on it, which had like 2 good songs and the rest was like some weird sample music or something like that. That's bad. And also when I see Jay Weinberg covering Joey Jordison's songs, I know he's not the same person. I know he has a completely different style or way of playing, but he leaves out a lot of things which actually, as a drummer, you can't wait to hear them played. Even especially if you grow up listening to Joey Jordison, and it's a shame. It's a shame that that they kicked him out. I guess the story goes that they thought he was on drugs. He says he had some. I don't know if it was like a muscular dystrophy or ALS or something like that. And was it ALS? I don't remember. But he kept that a secret. He was taking painkillers. I don't know. I remember at the time, I think he admitted that he was doing drugs because when Paul Gray, the original bassist, passed away or committed suicide, they were best friends. And Joey Jordison started taking drugs to sort of forget about the loss of his friend Paul Gray. That's at least what I remember back then. And then after he died, after Joey Jordison passed away, I think it came out that he had some sort of degenerative disease or something like that. It's a shame. It's a shame. I still wish that, I wish he was alive still. And I wish they would have said, look, come back. Let's play again, Slipknot. It's a real shame. It's just the music that you grew up with, music of a generation, inspired a complete generation of musicians. Sorry, it's from Colt. And he's gone. Like Vinnie Paul. Like how Dave Lombardo's not in Slayer anymore. Well, Slayer's doesn't really exist anymore. They're retired. And yeah, that's it. So, rest in peace, Joey Jordison. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments below who you want me to react to. I will react to those drummers. And as always, don't forget to check out the links in the description. I was looking there. I have 2 monitors here. Big one to check out the playing, and then this one here I'm recording on. So guys, I'll see you in the next video.